We would like to get started. People, please make your way to their seats. There's Ed. Good evening. We would like to get started, please. Welcome to Pinehurst Country Club Annual Meeting. I'm Sandy Smith, President of the Board of Governors for 2013. Wow, what a year it's been. And it has just been a pleasure to be your president this year. I've been a member of Pinehurst Country Club for over 15 years, and I've never felt the excitement from the members that I have this year. Mr. Dedman is not here, but I would like to ask you to join me in applauding him for this wonderful new clubhouse. I had the privilege of sitting next to Mr. Dedman at the grand opening, and he asked me how I liked the new club. And I said, it is just unbelievable. So I asked him the same question. His response to me was, it doesn't matter how I like it, it matters how the members like it. That told me a lot about Mr. Dedman and his concern for the members and Pinehurst Country Club. This has been a year of change, and because we have such a large membership, I want to make sure that all of you know the new management team that we have at Pinehurst Country Club. I keep saying Pinehurst Country Club because just in case you haven't noticed, that's what the awning says out front, instead of Members Club. Matter of fact, that was one of Jay's #1 things he was going to do when he got here, is change that awning. Jay Biggs has been with us for about a year and a half. Don Padgett is responsible for bringing him to Pinehurst, and I want to thank him from all the members for that decision. I have never, and I'm sure the board would agree, worked with an individual who has so many exciting and positive new ideas to make PCC a better club for members and Pinehurst Resort. During the year, Jay has put together a new management team. Jeff Shepard is the general manager for Pinehurst Country Club. I have been to many new member orientations that Jeff has run, and his famous statement of the year is, there has never been a better time to be a member of Pinehurst Country Club. Well, Jeff, let me tell you, I think that's getting a little stale, so I think you need to change it. So my suggestion to you is, there still has never been a better time to be a member of Pinehurst Country Club. If you've had lunch or dinner at the club, you probably met Paul Agnelli. Paul is the food and beverage manager. He is responsible for the food, service, and all the good wine and liquor that goes along with the meal. With the new clubhouse, we have a beautiful veranda, bar, and casual dining area that is open for meals at 11 o'clock until whatever time is necessary daily. This is a wonderful addition to Pinehurst Country Club and one that the board has been trying to get for some time. And I might add, I've heard just rave reviews about all the food that has been served. Another new addition to the management staff has been Bridgers. Ben is director of golf, who oversees all golf for the resort, the country club, and manages all the golf staff. I have to thank Ben for he has been such a great advocate of the yellow tees that we put in this year. As a matter of fact, he has been such a great advocate that Bob Farron, who manages everything green and growing at Pinehurst, has named them the Bridgers tees. I will expand on those tees a little later. I guess I don't need to tell you who this is. A new position that this year is the head golf pro for the members. Rob Paluski moved over from number 6 to head that position and be the pro for Pinehurst Country Club members. This means he is responsible for all the golf activities for the members. Rob always has a smile and on his face and is willing to help in any way he can, and he'd be glad to give you a golf lesson too if you'd like. Included in the team are the familiar faces of Nancy Sadler, Nancy is in charge of member relations, Gina Brooker, membership services, Sue Whitley, outside functions, and a new face. This is Nancy Murphy. Nancy's title is membership sales. Nancy works with the realtors in the area to explain Pinehurst Country membership. We all know the excellent job these folks do, and I could go on and on as far as new employees this year, but I can't name them all, so if you see them around the club, please introduce yourself and get to know them. The Board of Governors has worked very hard all year long to work with their committees and listen to the membership. There are, thanks, Ed. There are many members who serve on different committees, give of their time, and contribute many new and great ideas. I cannot thank them enough. The board is made up of people of many different backgrounds and experiences. It has been a pleasure to work with this group. The common ground that we have all had is what is best for the membership. I would like to recognize 2 people who volunteered of their time this year. When I was elected president last year, I asked Diana Staley, who had been on the board for the past 6 years and a past president, if she would be willing to be secretary and help me out if I had any questions. Thank goodness she agreed, and I just want to know how much I appreciate what she has done. Ed Renner was on the board for 3 years and has continued to stay on as treasurer. Ed keeps all the finances straight for all of our organizations and keeps us on the up and up with the internal revenue. That's a hard job. This year, there has been a very strong cooperation between management and board. Jay and his team have produced many wonderful enhancements for the membership, and the board has presented management with suggestions that have been listened to and accepted throughout the year. Yay. Oh. Nancy Brooks has been on the board for 3 years. Unfortunately, she couldn't be with us tonight, and has headed the Green Committee each of those years. The committee toured some of the courses and got some background on them and had the opportunity to get information on the new greens that went in on courses 3 and 8. A member of that committee suggested to have numbers on the tee marker disc when there is more than one teeing area available for a hole. This suggestion was listened to and is in place on the 13th hole of course number 5 at the red tees. Now I've got you thinking, where is it? The Green Committee has changed and now will be embedded in other committees. A more detailed explanation will follow later on this evening. I'm one ahead, aren't I? Nope. The House Committee is headed for the second year by Denny McCann. The committee is responsible for, among other things, suggestions for member activities. One of their new endeavors this year was a night of dinner, along with contests in putting, lawn bowls, and croquet, and it really went over quite well. The committee has been very busy creating events that involve younger members of the country club. The new member rollout, we have had many younger families join, mainly as social members. In an era where many golf courses are having problems, this is a very good thing for Pinehurst Country Club. The Amenities Committee is a part of the House Committee and oversees the pools and the beach club. At a member's request, the policy for closing and reopening these areas during inclement weather was reevaluated and a more unified policy was put into place. This information is available on the website. Terry Alley, who heads the membership committee, was selected by the Board of Governors this year to fulfill a vacancy on the board. I don't think he realized when he accepted this position how busy he was going to be. I'd like to personally thank Terry for stepping in this year and doing a terrific job. The membership committee has been involved in more than 20 new member orientations. Terry has been involved in all of these meetings and has offered assistance to any new member who might need more information. Also this year, the new member reception was held at the Beach Club, where nearly 200 new members showed up to enjoy picnics, games, beach activities, pontoon rides, and a bonfire with roasting marshmallows to cap off the evening. That looks pretty good right now, doesn't it? The members of this committee are also contacting all the new members to answer any questions or concerns they might have about Pinehurst Country Club. The Communications Committee was headed by Jay Carruthers, and it always is a big job getting the articles for the memorabilia each month. Hopefully, all of you have enjoyed the articles this year. The committee has tried hard through the year to feature many of the outstanding people that we have as members and as staff personnel. Jay, with his expertise in this area, has helped to streamline the process of getting the materials into the website, Member Minute, and memorabilia. The website has been cleaned up as far as tournament information, applications, and results of tournaments. Applications for organized golf and voting for governors is available via email. Mary Pappas took charge of the blog section of the committee, and through her efforts that the blog is now known as Pinehurst Link. Every month, Mary keeps coming up with ideas for the link, and it is through the link that we now have the names of the different rooms in the new clubhouse. In case you don't know them, we are in the Outlook. To my right, the room over there is 2 View Room overlooking course number 2. And to my left is is Laddie's Court, the casual dining area. And then at the far end is the bar area, that is Payne's Pub. About every other month, we've had an open mic on the link. And folks, I can tell you that the Pinehurst link is a great link to the board. Your comments are read, listened to, and if possible, action is taken. Duff Meyer spearheaded the golf committee. the committee challenged itself to review and improve the way the golf committee functions and with our golf activities. Management has become more involved in helping out members who are running the many different tournaments. Another change that was made was course number 1 from the red tees. Many ladies felt that the back 9 on course number 1 was rather boring since it was all par 4s and 1 par 5. So after a trial period, hole number 12 was changed to a par 3 by placing the tees in front of the pond, and hole 13 was changed to a par 5, moving the tees to where the white tees are located. Again, this was a move that was supported by management. Dick Bigger and Merle Lewis combined to head up the tennis, lawn bowl, croquet, and pickleball committee. All of these groups have sponsored many activities through the year to promote their sports. Through the committee's efforts, Wi-Fi is now available in the tennis shop. Lawn bowls received a new golf cart, replacing their 1983 vintage cart. And many improvements were made at all facilities, including court dividers on the newly dedicated pickleball courts out at 6. All of these improvements are examples of members and management working together. There have been so many new changes that have happened around Pinehurst this year, it's hard to keep up with all of them. And I can tell you they're still going on today. To start with, Pinehurst Country Club has a new logo. Jay Biggs felt strongly that the club needed a logo that was separate from the Putter Boy so that there would be a distinction between Pinehurst Resort and Pinehurst Country Club. The Golf Lad was chosen as that logo. I know all of you have seen various pictures on the walls of the Golf Lad around the resort and the clubhouse. To give you some background, the Golf Lad was developed by the Frank Presbley Agency and was featured in golf magazines as advertisements from the early 1900s for people to come to Pinehurst. The lad was depicted in many different golfing poses during this time. He was the model for the statue of the sundial that was sculptured by Lucy Richards in 1912. The statue holds a very long putter, and I know that all of you know that it sits out between the 2 putting greens. By the way, Bob Farron told me earlier this year that he is back to his original position. The statue was known as the Sundial Boy until the 1970s, when the name Putter Boy caught on. In essence, the Golf Lad was the father to the Putter Boy. What can I say about all the new changes that have taken place this year, except that we are so lucky to be a part of Pinehurst Country Club? The new clubhouse, and I'm sure Mr. Tufts and Mr. Ross are very pleased. The cart pickup area. Complimentary bag storage. New greens on courses 3 and 8. New driving range mats at the main club and at number 6. Picnic tables out at the pavilion at number 6. A new scoreboard that is still in the process of being completed. The new starter house on course number 2, which is a replica of the St. Andrew's starter house, except that it's stucco instead of brick to match the clubhouse. How nice is that going to look during the Open on TV? And complimentary tea and coffee in the morning. The yellow tees on courses 1 and 3. I have to take a few minutes to explain the yellow tees. Many of you have probably said, where did they come from? This is a project that Shirley Potter, Betty Rycroft, Corky Howell, and I have been working on since the Play It Forward program came about. If you have been playing the red tees for all the years of golf that you've been playing, where do you play it forward to? With the support of Jay Biggs, Ben Bridgers, and Bob Farron and his crew, the yellow tees have been put into place on courses 1 and 3. With the help of my committee, we set these tees so that it would be a shorter course, but still a challenge to the shorter hitters, whether they be young, older, male, female, or a new player to the game. They have been rated so scores can be posted for handicap purposes. I have played with many different groups and to get the comments on the yellow tees, and at the end of the round, they all say, "That was fun." And isn't that what golf is supposed to be? I believe that this is one of the best ways to keep members in the game of golf for a longer period of time. It is so nice to see members enjoying the yellow tees, and thank you to membership for making this happen. I would like to introduce you to this year's Vice President and my right-hand man, Merle Lewis. Merle will fill you in on some of the changes that were made as far as long-range planning and the bylaws. Just so you know, as of today, Merle has been elected your president for next year. Merle and I have worked together as a team all year long, and it has been a very great pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy, and I want to echo how much I have enjoyed working with Sandy. And one of the strengths that Sandy has is great communication. And that seems to just always work in whatever the situation. This year, we wanted to do something a little bit different in terms of the long-range planning. And so we utilized a new approach. And part of that approach was that we sought direct input from individuals, and we also sought from all club organizations within Pinehurst Country Club. As we looked at that, we received back more than 100 unique suggestions about things that the board should be trying to advance with management and make a reality at our club. We organized these 100 suggestions, or more than 100, into 7 categories. And as we put them into those 7 categories, we found that many things might fall into a category together. And so 24 of the things were capital, membership, golf house, tennis, lawn sports, croquet, and pickleball, communications, and interestingly enough, a number of things suggested by the members were already in process by management. They had looked at things and said, we want to start on that right away, and they put them in process. As we went along, we have developed a process of getting quarterly updates, and then we post these quarterly updates on our members' website, and I've listed the website there. If you haven't been there, it's pinehurstmembers.com. And then as you click down, find Board of Governors information. And under Board of Governors information, look up long-term planning. And you will find the latest, all of the items, plus the latest quarterly update as to what is the status of that particular item. I encourage you to keep tabs on us and make sure that we're staying on task. The other committee that the Vice President is charged with is to work with a bylaws committee. And this year we looked through that and did a very thorough review of the bylaws. And part of that, one of the things we found is that we needed to update our bylaws. And the update was to put the emphasis that management wanted us to put on the member. And so as we put that in, the roles of our committees became much more of a planning and an oversight function and not so much of a doing function. In addition, we had a communication problem. We have three main areas of this club that depend upon Bob Farron and the staff and the Greens Committee. Those are the golf, all the golf facilities, all of the lawn sports and court sports, tennis. We have croquet. We have the lawn bowls, and then we have pickleball. They all depend on the Greens Committee, as does the House Committee, because they take care of all the grounds around here. What we found out was that concerns came up in committees, and by the time we transmitted the communication back through 3 or 4 channels to get back to the Greens Committee, which met at a different time, it was usually a month and a half before we closed the circle. And we said we can do better than that. And so as a result, this year, we will have representatives in each of those committees that work directly and have direct responsibility for the facilities of those committees, such that if there's concern, there can be immediate communication. Lastly, we provided for PCC management to be a part of every committee. We want to continue to build as much as we can on that relationship. I'd like to turn the program back to Sandy.
I'd like to ask Diana Staley to come forward. Diana was a member of the Elections Committee this year, and she will be introducing the new governors that were coming onto the board this year.
Good evening, everyone. In the absence of Nancy Brooks, who was the Elections Committee Chair, Sandy did ask me as a member of the committee to announce our new winners for this year. We had 506 memberships vote for our candidates. We had 5 candidates for 3 vacancies. So for the 2014 year and for a 3-year term, Gary Stroll, would you please stand? Thank you, Gary. Jim Kazmarek. And finally, Nancy Heilman. Congratulations to all of you. I know Merle will be a hard taskmaster, but it's a fun job, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
I have one more presentation to make, and that is a special recognition award. This award is presented to an individual who has demonstrated extraordinary commitment in support of the membership and the Board of Governors. This year, we have selected 2 individuals to receive this award. Would Larry Cox and Rudy Van Zanten please come forward? 5 years ago, Rudy and Carol Van Zanten were down at, face the audience, Rudy. He's a hard one to manage. Carol, I don't know how you do it. Patience, right? Rudy and Carol were down at the Villages in Florida, and pickleball was being played at the Village. As a sidebar, the Villages had 40 pickleball courts at that time, and has now grown to 125 courts in 5 years. Rudy and Carol tried at that time to bring pickleball to PCC, to no avail. And then early in 2012, Larry Cox saw the game being played in North Myrtle Beach. So Larry and Rudy combined their efforts to bring the game to Pinehurst Country Club. With the help of Matt Downing, it was finally accepted and put into play. In March of 2012, ambassadors from the pickleball group in Cary came to Pinehurst to help Larry and Rudy with the rules of the game and suggestions on how to get the game started at PCC. April of 2012, Larry and Rudy began their tireless promoting of pickleball. Makeshift courts were set up at the tennis facility at the main club. Matt and PCC provided the paddles, balls, and nets. Rudy and Larry taught 12 trainers the game so that they could help teach pickleball to members. The two of them, along with their trainers, have taught many members how to play the game. Countless hours were spent on posters through the club and village, email blast, talks around the community, articles in the Memorabilia and Member Minute, and pickleball players and a couple of the village parades. In the summer of 2012, Matt Downing set up 4 pickleball courts up at number 6, which became the home of Pinehurst Pickleball. 4 permanent pickleball courts were painted, nets installed, along with the divider nets between the courts. The facility was dedicated this past year in the early 2013. This is when pickleball became an official racket sport of Pinehurst Country Club. 2 more courts will be added in the spring of 2014. Also at this time, Don Woodfield was appointed by PCC to be the pickleball coordinator. All of this has come due to the effort of Larry and Rudy that they've put into the sport. The board and members would like to thank them and present them each with a $100 gift certificate. Their names will also be placed on the special recognition plaque, which is on the wall outside the membership office. If you would like to give pickleball a try, I'm sure they'd be glad to see you at the show and play days that are on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And this information is also on the website. Thank you, fellows, for a great job. Stick-to-itness. Now I'd like to turn the meeting over to Jay Biggs. And again, thank you for a very wonderful year.
Well, thank you, Sandy, board, all the committees, and the membership. It's been about as much fun as I've ever had in one year. Been a busy year, but a lot of fun this past year. So I appreciate all your efforts and everything we've done to make this year a great year. We do have membership updates. I'm going to start with that. We are our number 7 members at this point. We have 14 full members. We have a wait list over there of just under 50 members. We have sports members, 79, 7 sports members, and 87 social members. We have 124 premier members, a new category for us. We have 1,052 full golf memberships. We have 635 sports memberships, and we have 2,209 social memberships. We did add that property privilege membership this year, which we have currently 915 property privilege members. So it's been a great year for membership. I always tell Terry Alley he was the best membership committee chair in the world. He started out in the country, but he made the world. So thank you. You know, when I think about Pinehurst traditions, the one thing I think of, and I think most people think of, so getting ready for for this year and this meeting even, I started looking at some of the books that I have, the many books on Pinehurst, and the one constant thing in them is change. This, for a golf course with the tradition that we have, and as big a golf course it is, there's always been a lot of neat things going on. Change, whatever it might be, with adding golf courses, whatever it might be. So it's really neat, I think, to be part of that. And as Jeff says, and everybody, I think it's really a great time to be here. And I want to tell you some of the things that are going to happen for next year. We are working, wrapping up the plans for a renovation of Number 7's clubhouse. It's really going to be a nice feature. We did a membership program out there for dining, and that's been going great. For those of you at 7 are involved in that, we were up to, I think, 185 members that have taken place in this program. So I'm very confident that 7 Clubhouse next year when we open, which will be 1st of April, I hope. I hate giving out dates because every time I do, I'm wrong. But trust me, when I give a date, I'm trying my darndest to get it there. We're also just started last week. It was the tree lighting, so it was a great weather night, and a lot of people had their own golf carts down there. But we are running shuttles to the club on Friday nights on the hour starting at 5. They start at 6 parking lot, the parking lot at Clubhouse 6. They go to the parking lot at Clubhouse number 7, and then they come to the club. We do this on the hour till we close here. So I really think this is a neat program. So get together with your friends, jump in the shuttle, and come on over. You won't have to worry about driving on the street. You can get back to the parking lot. So please take advantage of that. I think it's going to be a neat thing for us. You know, the bag drop is something that we all think is very, very important to a club. We started this process with the golf cart pickup, which we call it now, in the parking lot, which worked great and it's done what we wanted it to do. But we are in the process. We were shooting for tomorrow, but with all the rain, it's a mess. So we're going to start on Friday, but we will have people as you drive in. I think I know an email went out, but we'll have people guiding you as you come in and showing you the way we want this to work. But the goal is a couple goals. One's where you never have to carry clubs. Keeping golf carts out of the parking lot, something we need to do because somebody's going to get really hurt. And the other piece is making this clubhouse very convenient and a place where when you start and when you finish golf, you end up here with your friends. You know, it's not a revenue play. It's, for me, it's really, you need to, all good clubhouses, you start here and you finish here. It's what a clubhouse is. So you'll see us out there working with that, and I'm sure you're going to like it. It's a change factor, so I think bear with us a little bit. I think the first week we'll probably tweak it, make some adjustments, but the goal is to make it to where you pull in. You'll always have a shuttle from the parking lot up to the clubhouse and a shuttle from the clubhouse back to the corner of the parking lot. So should work really well. I'm excited about it. The biggest thing, you know, we always talk internally about changing culture, and starting, and I'm going to give this date, January 15th, we are going to roll out our online tee time system. You will be able to go online and book your tee time. And we'll have the information on the time frame out. We'll extend the time frame out that you can do it. You won't have to call the starting tower. We'll still have the starting tower intact, so if you're not comfortable with it, we'll still have that option for you. But we think that this is going to be one of those, just a great thing. I know the board, and I know we're excited about it. I know it's something the board's worked on for a long time, and I think you're going to absolutely love it. So bear with us on that, but we actually upgraded. We were going to do it earlier, and we changed software systems and got a lot more powerful system because we wanted this to be correct. So really excited about that. With the committees also, we're working on programming calendars for really all the different amenities we have at the club. We've got such a large membership, and this holiday season we've seen it. We can do something almost every day and hit a demographic, an age group, a different privileged member, whether it's sports, property privileging, whatever it might be. We've got a lot of opportunity to give you events that you want to have. You know, so we're really working on that, and we'll have some strikeouts, we'll have some home runs, And hopefully with the home runs, those will build traditions that we'll have for 100 years. So like many of them that we already have. Probably the most exciting thing I've done in the last 15 years is work on pool designs. I can't wait to have the pool designs to share with you. We're in the process. We hired Mark Parson to do them. This is there's going to be 2 pools. There's going to be an adult pool, a family pool, a bar, a big TV, and a slide. I will tell you that. And it's all of it's really neat. It's going to be positioned, between here and the tennis court. So we'll have something, and I can't wait to get up here and show you the plans for that. We are going to change. One of our changes we made was to the bag range balls, really to save turf was the biggest reason. And we did a pretty good job on the driving range on Maniac Hill until prime season in the fall, and it just looked like it does every year at the end. So we did a real good job till the end. So we'll continue to work on that, and we will have a opportunity to redo the range after the opens. But we are, for you social members, we are going to give back the range ball privilege after 3 o'clock every day, just so you know, because it won't be a turf issue. And this year it's really not going to be a turf issue because they're going to be on the mats, unfortunately, beginning mid-January, hitting into the net. But that will come back to you, that privilege, so I hope you enjoy that. This year, we're talking about all the new things that are coming up. We haven't even talked about the back-to-back U.S. Opens. That is something that's unbelievable. We should all be so proud of that. For us to be on the national stage for 2 weeks, and for us to be able to, I've had many calls on what's going to happen to golf courses. What are we going to be able to do? We're one of the few golf courses in America that can actually. I'm pretty confident that there's going to be a place for you to play during those 2 weeks anytime you want to play, whether it's the 17 holes on 3 or 5, or in the shotguns that we do in AM&P and shotgun at 6, 7, and 8. I think with 2 weeks, that demand on those are going to be less than normal. So to be able to have that, or many of you I know are volunteer, which is absolutely wonderful. We have a volunteer base like no other place in the world, really. Or if you're just coming to enjoy, our facility that USGA is building for us for. I hate to call it a tent, but I haven't come up with a better word. But this facility is going to be a really great place to hang out with air conditioning, nice wood bars, television. So it's not even a miniature clubhouse because it's a huge structure. So those 2 weeks, I think, as a member, you'll have lots to do. You'll be utilizing your club in a different way than you typically do, but you've got half the world watching you on TV, and a lot of them here. So. Really excited about that. We are working with other clubs to get some reciprocal programs worked out. I would assume they'll charge us a little something, so if you want to do that, that'll be available to you, but if you don't, you'll be able to play on golf courses here. Next year will be a very different year for us with, right after the Opens, we're going to convert the greens to Champion Bermuda. They'll be like number 8. So there will be, in the programming stages, there will be a lot going on that number 2 will not be accessible for the, Bob, 3 months almost. So, please bear with us on that. I will tell you when it's done, you see how Bermuda grass grows in the summer. It'll be, in 15, we'll have afternoon waves through the summer. We'll be able to do things in the evenings where we can play the back 9 even, and we can sit out on the veranda and watch member groups come up on 18. And once it's complete, it's going to be really good for us. But we will have some grief to go through the process. But it's going to be a great thing for the long term of Pinehurst. We struggled last year with overseed painting. You can't believe the number of hours. I don't know how many. Bob's probably spent 15 times more hours than I have, but I've probably spent hundreds of hours thinking about our bright combination with 8 golf courses of do we paint fairways, do we overseed, what's the best for everybody on that. And really, last year we had a very poor weather year for Bermuda grass with the cold spring. And I know number one golf course, Fairways, probably took the most abuse. So we are working, and we'll roll something out to you on our cart policy, what we want to do with golf carts in the winter when the grass is dormant. It won't ever be constant. We'll move it around, but we do want to try to manage cart traffic in fairways. Not saying we're going to go carts on paths all the time, so we'll always have options. But we do want to, as the demand on the golf courses is not that great in the evergreen season we're in, we do want to manage golf cart traffic so that we have a better playing surface all year round. So you'll be seeing something on that real soon as we work through that. Like I said, it's been a great year. My staff, I've hired, the dream team, I think. I think we've got a great staff here, brought in a lot of new people, continue to evaluate business and make the changes we need to make to hire people and so forth. But I'm not going to go through all my team. Most of them have already been thanked. But I will say that I am so happy that Nancy, Sue, and Gina, think about the last 25 to 30 years they've worked here in this old building, getting second, third hand-me-downs from the resort. And I'm so glad that they're part of our team now to help us through this great time and to see it and be a part of it. Okay, I guess I'll open it up now for questions before anybody want to come to the? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know they were putting a microphone there, but it makes sense.
A little short for the mic, but great job, everyone on the board. Thank you so much. Jay, terrific job. I know I've talked to you personally about how much we appreciate everything you're doing. Glad to know you're becoming a pool expert. While I enjoy the pools, one of my focus is using the tennis center now for all the exercise facilities, and looking forward to that kind of similar thing in this new aquatic center. Wondering if that's going to be a reality, and also when is ground going to be broken on the aquatic center?
I got so excited about the pool, I forgot about the fitness. I've never worked out once, that's why, so sorry about that. We will break ground. We want to have the pool design out and the fitness design out. We're hoping by early February. We have the USGA national meeting held at Pinehurst, which we're really excited about, and we'd love to have it rolled out at that time, mainly because Mr. Dedman's going to be in town, so we want to get the final approvals on that piece. But we will break ground immediately after the opens, and we hope we'll have the fitness, we're hoping to have that done by fall of 15, but the pool will open spring of 15. Or I said fall of 14, we hope to have the fitness, and then the pool spring. No, there'll be few buildings. We'll probably add 2 buildings. Don't know what those are going to look like yet. We're playing with different ways. I will tell you, we're looking at in the food complex, we want to have it to where it's an indoor kind of cafe. If anybody's ever been to Carmel Country Club in Charlotte, sort of kind of saw the idea, but it's indoor with TVs, air conditioned, that kind of thing, where you can go in from the pool. But it will also work for fitness and the tennis. So it's just not a pool feature. It's designed for that whole complex. So that'll be one part of the building, and it'll have the restrooms and that kind of thing. And then the other will be fitness, and the part of the fitness becomes the Pilates room, yoga room, whatever that activity room becomes. That'll be part of the complex too. So we know it's a big part. It all just ties into the whole piece there. And with that, parking gets done, and because parking's obviously a big problem. So we've got some different things we're working on for parking. So. We probably will. We're looking, USGA wants, this will become player parking for us. This was Bob's idea here, and I don't know if it's going to come to fruition, but I'm hoping it does. In this green space down here, they will end up putting pavement on, or rock on it for parking. But in this piece, getting ready for the pools, we might do it earlier to help us with our parking situation and get us in there. Yes?
To continue on the construction theme, what is the plan for the construction of the outdoor veranda fireplace after the conclusion of the U.S. Opens? The
The outdoor fireplace?
outdoor fireplace.
You know, at this point, we don't think we're going to add a fireplace, and the reason is it becomes, if you look at it, it blocks it off completely. There's so many member events that we go down, it becomes very limiting for us. I'm the biggest fan of fire pits or fire features you can have, but it really shuts off that veranda for us. We've had couples events, we've had events out there, and it just cuts it right in half. So at this point, we built the chimney, but we're probably not going to put that fireplace in. Oh yeah, heaters. I did have that on my list. We do have heaters that are here. They got in last week for up here in the outside veranda. We want to try to extend that space for time that we can, and we're just waiting on the electrician. So he's supposed to be here Friday, but he's not. So hopefully they'll get up this week. Yes.
Somewhere early in the discussions about all these big changes that were coming, like way before all this got done, there was a mention of creating a golf cart parking area for members closer and more advantageous to the club. Is that still going to happen?
Sure. And with the new bag drop, you'll see this road that's the biggest reason we had to delay it, because it's wet, really wet there, and we didn't get the stone down. But there will be a path, an access path to come and park down along the building here, and that's where the permanent, when the pool's the construction, there'll be a spot right down here for private carts. So the thought is you'll finish, come down the road where the sand lot is, cut straight across, come over, and you'll be able to park right down below here. So, and with the pools will be out here, and there'll be steps that'll go off the veranda to walk down into the pool. So that'll all kind of ties in nicely. Yes?
I just have a question about the new backdrop. The carts, the golf clubs are going to be taken downstairs where they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Where, if somebody were riding with someone who has a private cart, how is our bag going to get to that private cart?
They will go to the driving range is where we're at right now, so that you'll be able to meet them, or you'll be up there at the driving range.
Do we tell them when they're putting our bag?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thank
You
you.
know, what it'll do, there's a lot of things it does, other than what I mentioned, is, the train of carts going by the Donald Ross Grill, all the traffic there, there's a lot of things that it created that were not the best for us. And I'm hoping once we get the carts over here, the coffee and everything, I can't wait till the day where pull in and MGA Group's sitting up here getting ready to go out, and not all the carts blocked at the Donald Ross. I just like to get it on this side. It's a dream. It's a dream. Yes.
I have a comment and then a question.
Sure.
Comment, if you want to manage carts on the golf course, no more than 2 carts per foursome. Second question, every time I go down Route 5, I get a soft spot for the pit. Are there any plans for the pit?
Right now, there are not any plans. It would most likely require a real estate partner for us to do anything there. We're not in the real estate business, but right now, we haven't had an idea that we think works for us, so right now there are no plans. Yes?
Do we have any idea right now how much of this facility is going to be available to us during the opens?
0. No. So get your stuff out of the locker before they get here. No. We are, they are building us an unbelievable, I don't know what it was like in 05 and 99, but they're building us and like I said, I hate to use the word tent, but it's a hospitality area that's much bigger than this, that has televisions, air conditioning. It's really nice. You will be proud of it. You'll be proud to bring guests in it. You will really enjoy it.
Where?
Jay, where is that located?
Number 4 course number 4 on hole number 18.
But that's for people who have tickets. That's not for members to be able to come in, right?
That's for members that have tickets, that bought the member tickets. Or volunteers that are members. Yes?
Many of us would still like to be able to walk the golf course, but we're not in a position where we can still carry clubs around 18. Is there any more consideration being given to pulling carts?
No.
Where we can still walk?
No. There is not. It's not wanted. I don't like taking this logic or reason because I agree with him, but our owner does not want them. I can't imagine we do shotguns. I can't imagine what the DRG would look like. I can't imagine what it would look like with hundreds of pull carts around here. Pardon? So, okay, any more questions? Yes.
I wasn't going to say anything tonight, but Sandy, you've been here 15 years. Carol and I have been here 31 years. And I have to say, Jay, to you and your team, in the last 18 months, what you guys have done for us with a breath of sunshine has been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun, and it's the perfect lead in to next year's dues. There they are. I think the overall average came out to 1.8%. I know this is when we normally do this, so we're happy to be able to do what we do and maintain less than a cost of living increase. So for most categories, I do have some presentations here. For me to be here this full year with the board, the first full year of a board, coming in the middle last year, it's been an absolute treat. I've thrown Sandy so many curveballs. We've had so much going on. I forgot to tell her that, well, I really didn't know, but the new tee was being built, that we were pulling out certain trees, certain issues, getting ready for the driving range of the Open, and the phone calls. And one of my regrets is I did not communicate everything as well as I would like to Sandy. I thank her so much for her leadership this year and putting up with me and Jeff Shepard. So Sandy. I pulled him out. Thought I lost him. Also, there's a donation to the Tufts Archives in Sandy's name. Also, the character, 1 year on, best membership committee chairman in the world, Mr. Alley. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And I also have one for Nancy, who I'll be sure she gets it. So again, thank you so much for a great year. Can't wait till next year. Have a great holiday season and enjoy. Thanks.